好，我们要找一个前往月初之塔的那个点哦。哎，我记得我还有一个地方好像没去，我去看看。对啊，矮人都不见了。这里有个电梯哦，我还没去过，我们去看看。
Hell's fire. She's coming.
哦，边境之刃要杀的那个女恶魔。哇哦，
Will,
威尔，
you've been
你很调皮。
and you know what happens when you're naughty.
哎呀呀，你可真性感。
You flatterer. Why, if I had a warm heart,
这是我的
I'm
真心
sure
话
it。would be skipping. Call me Mizora.
米佐拉，
I'm Will's patron, the
威尔
fount
的
of
守护
his
者。
power. My pet's been unruly, and his leash needs a yank.
威尔是他的宠物。
Will, but Karlak's still breathing.
威尔，你怎么从没跟我说过他？卡拉克是谁啊？我们说你怎么没跟我说过这个卡拉克？
He's the blade of frontiers. Devil's plaything just doesn't have the same ring. Speaking of,
Will burns in the fires of Avernus. The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His soul passes through each layer of the hells, gaining their essence and their torment.
哦，他也是恶魔？他是魔人吗？那长得不像啊。
that's better.
What the hells have you done?
A promise broken, a price paid. You know the terms. Get used to the new form, pet. There's no going back. Some magic even I can't undo. Now, let's see how the frontiers fare without their precious blade. Keep an eye on him, will you? I'll be keeping mine on you. Oh, and Will, don't forget, our pact still stands. Ta-ta.
哦，我们还是没有办法除掉他。
God's damn her straight back to the hells. Just look at me. I did what was right, and Mizora made me pay for it.
边境之刃需要做出一些解释。
I'll say what I can, but it won't be enough. It's Mizora who grants me the power to conjure armor and
哦，
cast
魔人豹
eldritch
跟这个
blasts.
护甲召唤护甲的力量。
Before I was infected, I
这
could
也没有
even
很
call
重要啊。
hell beasts and summon festering but I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I sparked was for the good of the coast.
哦，他等于是跟那个米佐拉达成契约啦，就是有一点像卖了他的灵魂，然后得到一些比较厉害的力量。
I can't
内容
utter
是
the
什么？
terms or circumstances of the pact. I can tell you most all else, but the pact, I'm forbidden.
条款不能
Unless
说。
Mizora permits it. But I'll say this. The moment I pacted myself to Mizora, I have not regretted for a heartbeat. It was my proudest deed. It was worth the sacrifice. All I can give you on that is my solemn word.
他一直觉得他拿那些力量是拿来做好事的啦，所以他不后悔。变成一个恶魔，感觉怎么样？
It's said that anyone who bathes in the river of blood
重获新生。
emerges as one born anew. It's a lot like that, I imagine. I feel the weight of these horns on my head, curling
哦，
upwards
可能
like a
很重，
mammoth's
这两个
tusks.
角很重。
I feel these ridges snaking down my neck. Not to mention a few bumps and prongs in unmentionable places. But
哪
I
里？
haven't seen my reflection just yet. Be my mirror. What do you see?
我看到的就是边境之刃，不多也不少。
It's because you know the heart lurking under the horns. The people will see a curiosity, maybe even a beast hungry for their souls. But I will slay their monsters, keep them safe, and one day they will see the blade of frontiers again.
好了，我没有想了解太多，他 有没有长角对我没什么影响。对我不是一个种族歧视的人呐、哦，我们这个还没点啊，点一下好了。好，我们加这个冲锋好了，我觉得这几个我都没有很想要了。好，我们去找那个门哦。不对啊，这是哪里啊？哦，原来是走那个电梯哦。这个是谁？这甘道夫啊。
Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man. May I inquire if
盖尔有啊，
perchance
我
you
的
retain
魔法
among
师。
your traveling companions a man who adheres to the given name of Gale?
先问你是哪位啊？
Should it be the nature of our acquaintance that interests you? Well, you may safely classify Gale and I as friends. Should it be the nature of your present interlocutor that you desire to drag from the dark and unknown? I shall be glad to aid in your
名
quest
字好
for
长。
illumination and identify myself as Elminster. Elminster Ormar. Now,
欧玛，
if this answer satisfies you, let us linger no longer in this limbo of indecision, but settle on
了解
your
程度。
knowledge of the individual I seek.
是的，我确实认识啊。
Ever a man of leisure. Would it pain
他
you
想去我的营
greatly
地
to
哦。
assist me along the little voyage I intend to undertake to this aforementioned camp?
带他去哦。好，带他去。
And I would confirm it to
深水城的法师。
please. After you.
啊，我刚才从营地出来，又要进去。我又回来了。我刚才出去又回来，可以这样要出去又回来，又出去又回来的吗？啊，维尔又有事要讲了。好，什么那么多事要讲？
There's something I need to say. Something important.
你说。
First a parasite prods at our heads, then the shadows close in. More than ever, we need each
高
other's
公
trust.
爵。
And I fear I've been less than
哦，
honest.
没差，我没有很在意这个。
The man I call my father. More precisely,
他爸是
Grand
公
Duke
爵。
Ravengard of Baldur's Gate.
Grand Duke Ravengard, one of Baldur's Gate's most influential and beloved figures. Every
名人呐，
Baldurian
是个
knows
名
his
人。
name.
I should have said sooner, but our relation was no matter of pride, not least for him.
好，奇怪，我听说他儿子离开城市了。
You heard right. My father and I were close once upon a time, until he disowned me and cast me out
他
of
是被赶
Baldur's
出去
Gate.
的。
I can't tell you more. The pact forbids it. My lips are quite literally sealed. The inevitable consequence of inseparable events.
密不可分的事件导致后果。他契约跟契约相关的东西他不能讲，什么也没有改变啊。
You still deserve to know. There is more to me than infernal power and pacts. My story is one of two men. The Blade of Frontiers, a man hunting the fiends who prey on the weak and claw at the coast. And Will Ravengard, a memory of a memory. A man who belongs to the past. I wanted you to know the Blade, not the shadow he left behind.
作为一个公爵的儿子是什么感觉？
Not so enchanting as you'd think. The Portiers, the Caldwells, they were the blue bloods hosting the fancy balls and drinking from gold goblets. Father's the son of a blacksmith, born with barely a coin in the coffers. He made a name for himself among the Flaming Fist, brave as Baldur, stubborn as a deep Rothay, daring, outspoken, but hardly posh. I spent more time dueling with father than I did rubbing elbows with lords. Not to say I didn't develop a taste for good wine and the talent for courtly dance.
现在你是边境之刃，变化挺大的。
Yes and no. Father taught me the 4 pillars of power: courage, insight, strategy, justice. He reckoned I'd follow in his footsteps. First as a fist marshal, then as a duke. Vanquish evil, maintain order, save the world. But a duke makes bedfellows with more monsters than he slays. Father called it
怪物
diplomacy.
床伴比他斩杀还多，这叫外交。没错，我也觉得这是外交
In，the frontiers, there is no posturing, no
也没有
diplomacy.
外交。
I slay monsters. I don't consort with
这
them.
你就不懂了，好不好？
Even if
很多乐趣
I
你
might
不
look
懂。
like one.
好了，这边暂时先这样哈，我们去看那个魔法师。
My thanks for your excellent guidance. And yonder I spy the object of my pursuit.
Elminster?
The very same, Gale. And a fair bit miffed he is, too, finding himself forced to expose his best pair of boots to so many miles of country road on.
感觉是他的老师之类的。
I don't understand. How so on my behalf?
I was bid to spare neither time nor my own self to find you. She sent me, Gale. You know of whom I speak.
But why? Out with it, Elminster. Please.
Young man, has your sojourn away from Waterdeep washed away your decorum as well as your patience? Nigh a 10-day I've gone without honest fare, worthy of the name. Drank naught but what the sky entitled my thirst. Why, some bread, cheese, and a cup of wine would appear unto me a feast. Surely you won't begrudge me a mite of rest and repast before I get out with it.
我觉得我们能分出一点口粮来啊。
And a great kindness that would be. See, Gale, even in these barren parts, the art of hospitality begets inspired new works, if only one keeps up the practice.
Oh, for the love of...
Fine. I'll turn a deaf ear to the clarion calls with which my stomach beseeches me. Graver matters.
讲重要的事比较重要。
Plenty to digest, after all. A good deal to stew over, if you will. Words ladled with import should be savored so as to
感觉深水城要他去干嘛
meaning. Wouldn't you agree?
Elminster.
Right. You see, that is to say, Gale, my boy, I've come to address a most pressing matter.
吞吞吐吐
I'll
的。
speak as plainly as I can, forswearing the accustomed frills that decorate my speech. I'm here on behalf of Mistra.
Mistra
The message and the charge I bring you are hers.
Mistra 是谁啊？你是被神明派来的使者。Mistra， Mistra 是那个他信仰的女神。
You know where you went wrong, Gale. And I trust you've told your fellow traveler here the nature of your ills.
I can't say that so far I've volunteered the entire truth.
我只知道他要吃一些魔法物品，
Not in so many words.
他是很危险的存在。
Then you two have much to discuss after
啊，我其实没有很想知道的这些细节。
Gale, through his own doing, has become
它是一个活体炸弹。
explosive that could wipe from this world this very gathering.
哦，如果他不吃那个魔法物体，它会爆炸的哦。Mistra 抛弃了他，给他一个赎罪的机会。
Mistra would consider forgiveness.
She would consider what she considers to be forgiveness. Mistra is aware of the misadventures that have befallen you both. She knows of your strife with the Absolute, that most insidious of evils.
他也知道他脑袋里那个蝌蚪。对啊，就是他搞不好有办法帮我们。如果女神能知道，我不会拒绝她的神圣干预啊。
The very purpose of my presence.
他也许可以帮得了我们。
In a roundabout sort of way. You must know that the Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live, even those who are undying. It threatens the gods, the weave, very fabric of the universe itself. That is why I have come here to charge you,
摧毁
Gale,
它。
with its destruction.
我靠！
It is Mystra's belief
还要我们摧毁
that
至上
only
真神，
you can.
只有盖尔为什
The
么？
all.
摧毁法球，
That which renders him so dangerous is an orb of netherese
深埋在他
particle
胸口
that
的
is
一颗
buried
法
within
球。
his chest. And that, Gale, is how we arrive at the heart of my directive. Mystra has granted me the power to stop the clock, as it were, on the orb's
按照自己的
rush
意志去
to
释放它的
overpower
爆炸
you.
力，
Instead,
所以他有新的
you will be
很有
able to
很强的法术吗？
unleash its lethal combustion at will.
Interesting. This could be help.
但也可能会自动爆炸。
We shall have to see.
You must find the heart of
找
the
到至上
absolute,
真人的核心，不管是什么，
whatever that may
用
be,
你自己作为
and
点燃它的
use
催化
yourself
剂，
as the,
所以他要盖尔
catalyst
自
that will
爆就对
burn
了。
it from this world.
对啊，要他自爆就对了。
He is not. But it seems that Mystra is.
It brings me no pleasure saying this, my friend, but such is Mystra's will. Yours must be the sacrifice that
没有
will
别的方法吗？
undo the absolute, and for your sacrifice, you will be redeemed. Such is Mystra's promise.
你的牺牲也是你的
With
救
that,
赎，
I've said
怎么那么
my
惨？
sorry piece, and need only bestow unto thee
好吧，
the charm.
那个也是应该最后结局的地方了。在唱歌是吗？
It is done. Both charge and charm have been committed into your care. To you, I commit into care Gale himself.
他把
I
炸
count
弹
on
托付
you
给我了。
to shepherd him well on this
好了，反正
strangest of journeys.
看来他有他的使命呢。好了，我前方的路还有很长啊，我们会找其他方法了，不一定要自爆吧？我想。
Or some other fortune altogether.
Like moons make swell and wane the nescient seas, so too the skies-strewn gods ordain the tidal fates
啊
of mortal days.
话很长，
And yet,
没什么
an
内容。
ocean born in lonely hours, come ebb, come flow, come all that is beyond the breadth of our dominion. Be a moon unto yourself. Even the waves of fate can
哦，这
break
几段
upon
很
the
难翻译呢。
shores of will. Farewell, my friend.
Farewell, Elminster. I'm glad she chose you.
哦，砰一声就不见了，稳定盖尔的破坏球。
An audience with Elminster is never less than memorable. Suppose it's time we dealt with the Hollyphant in the room. You have questions for me? I promise I have answers.
这个毁灭法球是什么？
Well, that's a rather long
哇，他
and
头发在白天
complicated story.
好像粉红色的
What
哦。
one might call a wizard prodigy. Who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse. And later, even my lover.
你是说你上过女神？这么直接？
Oh, yes.
哦
We
，yes。
enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her. I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries.
那你怎么尝试越界
I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. Inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
我想直接听肮脏的结局啊，因为我觉得他故事可能会很长，而且我没有很有兴趣。来，直接说见不得人的部分，为什么被处罚吧？然后那个被埋了一个炸弹在体内。
Suffice it to say, I obtained an obscure and ancient book that had locked away inside a much coveted prize. It was a fragment of primal weave locked out of time, locked away from Mystra herself. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess? I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
搞砸了啦，他搞砸了。
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you into the dark.
应该又可以看到什么吧？
Staring down the corridors of a dread memory.
这样旁边的队友看起来以为我在非礼他嘞哦，这是什么画面呢？
Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of
很搞笑。
blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And God says it ever hungry.
好吧，我是没看到什么画面的，但是他的文字叙述好像是很可怕之类的，很厉害之类的，好棒棒之类的。你怎么还活着？
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize.
这就是为什么他需要吸收那些魔法，不然会爆炸。来，你继续说。
I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep. Fortunately, this need no longer be a concern. Well, until I meet the heart of the Absolute, whatever that is.
一堆是阻碍我们一直往下走，都是一些剧情。好，我们往下走。我们现在手上没有那个灯啊，所以拼的。
Those shadows. There's power coursing through them. Oddly familiar. Better stay on alert.
哎，可以点火啊！对啊，怕什么？走进去了。哇哇哇哇哇！用光亮包围自己可以避开哦。有火把可以吧？每个人都有火把啊，我一个人有配一支哎。 哎，啊，火把不见了。哎，还是你可以提这个，不行，这不能提，坏掉了。它有燃火术。对，这样更亮。
The shadow curse. It doesn't seem to affect me like it
他
does
不怕，
others.
因为他是信那个
Not
黑
as
暗的。
badly, at least. Do you know what this means? I must be blessed. Lady Shah is protecting me where others are left to face
所以他
her
是可以
wrath.
单独行动的，我觉
She
得。
loves me. She must do.
但我呢？这什么意思
Lady Shah wouldn't bless me like this for no reason. There must be something she wants of me. Those signs we found about Dark Justiciars. Perhaps they were no coincidence. In either case, I need to watch for any place dedicated to Lady Shah. A temple, perhaps.
豎琴手？哎，但是好像不能跟他们聊天。
Eyes open. Watch the shadows.
哎 ，Hello， 我们去找他们看看。
Stay together.
哇，
Keep to the light.
这不是一般动画了吧？哦，这是 C 好的。哦，它很美。
Stop! Who's there?
我是一位战士，无意伤害你。
I'll be the judge of that. Stow your weapons, put your hands up, and walk into the light slowly.
我有信，我有一封信，豎琴手的信。他们也是一个阵营，也是一个团队。
Jonas, move in.
谁？有人被处理了，我们要合作了。好快就干掉一个。
I'm here. Where are you?
Jonas, can you see our torches?
I can't see anything. Something's wrong.
Follow my voice. Come back to the light.
Who's there? Meg? Is that?
哦，挂了。
Jonas?
变怪物了，变怪物了。
Jonas.
所有人保持警戒，今天我不会让幽影带走任何一个人。
Harpers, you heard the man. To arms.
Arm yourself。哎呀，简单啦，简单啦。我看一下多简单哈。1、2、3、4、5、6，6打6啊。啊，不止哦，7打6。哦，没有，他这个是坏的。啊，这么弱，那很轻松啊。好，我们只要保这个兰桑德拉。好，我们2个处理这个，因为要有火把。处理掉。我靠，现在很强了。
On the move.
好，我们下来帮忙那个兰桑德拉，因为他应该是重要角色，不让他挂掉。好，攻击。哦，我现在都可以打2次，很凶啊。
The shot. Finish them off.
用光，我不用光的。
Take you.
啊，虽然字不多，加减吧，好不好？ 哦，他是直接挂掉哎，这个有伤害的哦，帅吧？随便砍，哎，太容易了。你们的队友让你们自己杀吧。 的队友让你们自己杀吧。好，这个我来解决。再一刀，解决。
Now we've got to move. I know a safe place. Give me your map. Keep your torch high. If you step into the shadows, you'll be felled in a heartbeat.
没问题，我有火把。你是说安全的地方是哪里？
That's right. Protected
有
by
魔法
magic.
保护。
Only spot in the region that's not been swallowed up by this damn curse. Light will save you here on the outskirts, but a few paces deeper you're screwed. If you want to catch your breath, the inn's the only place to do it. Hope to see you there. Harpers, move out.
豎琴手同盟，蛮好听的名字。怎么又要打？卡罗也变了。哦，卡罗也变不死生物了。为什么？卡罗，你也太可怜了吧？好吧，你们的队友让你们自己去杀了，我不要干涉。他们去旅店了，可能有一个旅店。夜兰花。我可以把夜兰花，不能送给影星吗？送给影星。他不是喜欢夜兰花。渡鸦。不好意思，我手贱，我都想摸一下。哇，一大堆耶！哇，一大堆！打几只？7、8、12只！哇，12只哎！靠，手贱就是这个下场。完了，有没有目标？有，打。他们血应该蛮少的，我用吸血的。不可以吸。我对他们血比较少。 那这样杀很快，好吧，用圣火术随便打一打。全体治疗一下。OK， 随便打。然后现在又可以多打一下。在单次游戏中完成10个背景目标，配合的天衣无缝，动作如潮。再打2个。 对，单打，剩没几只了，随便砍一砍，再砍一刀。哦，剑柄大击，再一只。好，解决。很轻松了，虽然被围殴。哦，我们这边看到有人。 这个看一下路标。
For a warm bed and full stomach, look no further.
光芒旅店。
Welcome to the Last Light Inn.
OK， 这边应该没问题了。这里有魔法。哎呦！干嘛？怎么又是豎琴手？这一堆豎琴手
Come. Jahira.
哦，还有其他角色。他长得好像那个蜜雪儿飞佛，超像的。哇，德鲁伊是不是？他是德鲁伊啊。你是杰西拉对吗？因为我有一封信啊。
I assure you it is.
我救了你的士兵，你就这样感谢我吗？
Kindness is too often a decoy.
好不信任别人哦。
This is why we're here, you see.
它有一个虫哎。
It is a curious creature that hides all manner of secrets. But if there's
蝌蚪
one thing that we know,
啊，被抓包，
Its own kind.
被抓包了。
You should never have come here, true soul.
我不是真魂者。
Stop! What's you doing? He's the one who saved us.
哦，
He's
当
the
时
one who protected the
当时在
Emerald
树
Grove.
丛，我可救过他呢。嗯，
Yup. Didn't leave a goblin standing. Not so bad to hang around with either. Saved us from a mad druid and her snakes. A real class act. I pretty much trust him with my life.
是不是？是不是？
A
屁
true
孩，
soul with a mind of his own?
有自己思想
How
的
is
呢？
that possible?
是不是？我路上帮过的人都会回帮我呢。这就是我为什么都做好事。你看看哈，因为这件遗物。
What in the hells is that thing?
到目前为止，它是我的救命利器。
More or less. Congratulations.
哦，相信我了。好，蜜雪飞佛相信我了。
Hear me, Harpers. All clear. At ease. I'll not pretend to understand what that artifact is. But I'm old and wise enough to recognize a sliver of hope when it crawls out of the dark. Tell me, why have you come here?
我们想要消灭至上真诚跟他老巢月初之塔。我就直接讲了吧。
Then you found an ally in me.
我也知道，看就知道
That is
了。
precisely why I am here.
哦，他们也想找月初之塔。
Beds too if you require rest. Aloe oil in the cupboard in case the vines
芦
gave
荟
you a
油
rash. Settle in. Then come join me for a drink. You may just be the godsend we've been praying for.
好哦，那我们算是得到他们信任了，可以进来了。还好有一个小屁孩跳出来帮忙。哦，有传送点，然后有商人，太好了，又可以偷东西了。